Yes, it is.
Yeah.
At least a million.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just
way more now. That.
Can't figure that out.
Yeah.
No, he showed me how, so I think he got it.
That's crazy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just to go bounce around wait list for 10 minutes.
We
or
will
whatever.
call the meeting to order. Greene County Community School Board. Vision, mission statement, promoting lifelong learners through real world experiences. Please call the roll.
Denhart is absent. Fisher.
Here.
McConnell.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
Carver.
Here. Approval of agenda. Move to approve.
Second.
Moving second to approve the agenda. Please call the roll.
Wilson.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
McConnell.
Aye.
Carver.
Aye. Public hearings. Public hearing regarding the use of the ESSER 2 and 3 funds. We have a listing of all the things that
We just need to get input on use of ESSER funds. I will also be putting out posting this online, an opportunity for public for feedback and everything. So this is mainly formality again, opportunity to for public to get feedback on use of those funds. So that's about all.
So the school family liaison to your position, is that like a part-time person, full-time?
No, it's a full-time position for 2 years. If you're working on bringing families back and integrating them. And everything. That's what it's got to look at.
What is it?
Yeah, look at it too.
Is there you have to be a social worker, you have to be a teacher?
No, but they're on the agenda for hire.
Yeah.
We hired them last
I
month.
hired him last month.
Yeah.
Hired last month, Ellen Ritter.
Okay,
And
And then Audrey, I know as well. But
so Audrey's doing multiple positions?
correct, yeah, she's kind of overseeing that. But yeah, Ellen Ritter, who is
Right.
counseling degree. Excuse me, doing that.
Again, Tim, what was the total amount of funds that we have available?
The first go round, the ESSER 2, that most of that is committed for HVAC and that stuff is like 780,000.
Okay.
And the ESSER 3 is 1.7 million.
And is the 3 the last we expect, or?
I hate to say I hope so, but I hope so.
Yeah. And was there a 1?
The 1 was actually, I mean, it wasn't called ESSER 1, I don't believe so, but a year ago in March, basically, when the whole thing started, we got 186,000, about 186,000.
Just wanted to write that down.
Then there was gears.
Gears was 50.
Gears?
Yeah, gears,
It had to be for,
technology.
Oh,
That we purchased.
So that was kind of setting this stuff up so we could do remote around it.
correct. Yeah,
That would have been like setting up the state, the fast places or whatever.
yes, yeah, we're the
Kids could go.
Wi-Fi hotspots.
Yeah, Wi-Fi hotspots, that's what I'm trying to find.
well, the blessing of this is we had plenty of places to utilize this
Correct.
money, didn't we, with all the remodeling that we've done? And,
yeah, that's been a godsend.
yeah, it really, I mean, for us, it's been a good thing, but, yeah, I'm like you, I hope they don't have to be distributing this kind of money anymore.
But again, just opportunity for feedback, and I'll be getting something out online as well, the additional feedback.
were we looking at getting more computers for the high school with this? Did we talk about that last?
We're in the
Or-
process of updating Chromebooks. Esports, yes, esports, we are getting.
Is that on this?
It's not on this.
Okay.
but, yeah, esports computers is something else that we're doing with this. You're right.
in the software.
And, you know, it's taking care of the clever boards for
Yeah.
middle school and
Yeah, that's
elementary
cool.
that we really didn't anticipate doing
Right.
for a long time, or having to do it over a longer period of time with Pebble funds, so. And it frees up some of that money for
Right.
Other stuff.
Later.
more immediate needs as we go forward too, so.
And the time period which we can use this in was a couple of years.
The original time period is 23, June 30th, 23. But I think there is stipulation that you'll have 1 year after that. So
And there's a
June
lot,
30th to 24.
and there's, I don't know what percentage it is, it has to be addressing learning loss.
Yeah, there's 20% that's got to be directed towards that.
So is that kind of a burdensome reporting mechanism that
Yes,
you've
it
got
kind
to?
of is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's gonna be
Yes,
fun, keep
it's-
track of all that, isn't it?
Because every one of these has a different code,
Yeah,
and then every building and everything,
right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brenda.
there's a lot more. Well,
Yeah.
Laura too, but yes,
Laura.
it's a,
More on you guys' plate.
Yeah, there's a lot of discussion. It sounds crazy that like an HVAC system, since it's attached to the building is fine, but if you would buy other certain things, and I don't even know what those are, that at the end of the time, you've got to sell them and give the money back or give them this. I mean, there's a whole lot of
it's ridiculous.
different rumors and ridiculous things that, so. I think that's it on that.
And we have everybody in place that, as far as the math and eventualists.
We're still working on the math interventionist. So,
We have anybody?
we've got somebody interested in one and we're working on another.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? We don't need to do anything
No.
about this. It's just public. So next public hearing is sale of property to the early learning center. Can you present something?
It's just opportunity for people to ask questions. You've got a map there, again, what the property area we're looking at. Well, if you two of you want to give any update on your time frame or timeline or what you're looking at, or
Sure. The bid packets were sent out to invited contractors last week, Wednesday. And we expect them back on August 5th. So all goes well with materials costs and all of that. We hope to have the groundbreaking as soon as we can after that.
Have they given you any idea of what your original estimate was and what cost of building materials may add to that?
Well, in March, we had a 1.9 figure, and then we had them go back and reevaluate it because we were applying for some grants and we applied for that state one and so forth. And so they built in more contingency for materials costs at that time, about 300,000 or 400,000, I think, at that time. So now we're up to 2.1, and they kind of moved some things around, cut a few things, but so now we're at 2.1. So we have a little bit of a cushion for materials.
You may need a lot.
Yeah.
We're just praying for no hurricane.
Some of it, some of the lumber prices have dropped back, but I don't know that steel and electrical and some of those things are
I
still.
heard plywood is still high, but dimension
Lumber tanked quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. Actual dimension lumber. Sheet goods are still upper 40s.
Yeah.
For the small stuff. Steel's still plenty high. Haven't seen anything coming on any steel products yet. And electrical's always short.
Electrical is short and can't find a lot of them.
It's better. One of the electricians we work with has got product. He says I ordered it, and pretty soon they call it up. He says, now I got way too much product. He says I'd rather have more than not be able to have any. So
Yeah.
it's getting better. The trend is sort of plywood's come down, I don't know, $4 or $5 the last month, so it's in the right direction. They just stop going up. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
On your building, there's not going to be really any of that. Yours is more of a steel problem up there, I suppose, than anything.
Well, yeah, we'll have wood, we'll need wood.
Decent amount of wood in there. The lumber, the dimensional numbers to get stuff, that's not normal yet, but it's probably only, a study was almost $10 a month ago, now they're $5. So they're down half, but last year they were between $2.50 and $3, so they're getting there.
Yeah, that's good.
Fire in Canada is not helping any though.
Right.
A lot of our lumber in this area comes from Canada, so.
Yeah, we wanted no hurricanes, no fires, no derechos.
Okay,
We do need a motion.
we need a motion to approve the sale of the property.
No?
It's farther down there.
We need to close the public hearing.
Yes. Oh, yes, right, you're right. Later in the meeting, we're doing that. Sorry.
So
Close the public hearing.
we will close the public hearings. Open forum, anyone who wishes to comment or on something that's not on the agenda. Nobody there?
No.
Okay. Consent items. Minutes, bills, financial reports, hiring resignations. I didn't see any hirings and resignations in.
They're on the backside of something. Your stuff's
That's
back.
one of them.
Your stuff's front back.
Okay.
She withdrew.
You said that this new site that we can go on, it seems to be working well. You said it was a work in progress, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting on it real good here, so.
Us learning how to work with it and get things in the right place is what's in progress.
okay. It's pretty easy from my end.
Good,
it seems
I'm less
like.
working, yes.
Yeah.
So basically we got esports and
4-quarter esports and 10 extra days for Kelly Gray. A couple of social custodian. Is the custodian what building?
Activity custodian. He's been working for us, but he's on a trial basis.
motion to approve.
Move we approve the consent items.
Second.
Moved and second to approve the consent items. Please call the roll.
McConnell.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Carver.
Now to the old business of sale of property at the Greene County Early Learning Center.
And I'd recommend selling that property for $1.
Move to approve the sale of the property to the Greene County Early Learning Center for $1.
Second.
Moved and seconded to sell the previously identified property to the Early Learning Center for $1. Please call the roll.
Fisher.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
McConnell.
Aye.
Carver.
Okay. Second reading of the new board policies that have to do with suspension and debarment of vendors and contractors using federal funds and procurement contracts that we went through.
Again, those are both policies, based on the federal money and everything that they want us to put in place.
You can use one motion. You don't have to do two separate ones.
I'll move we approve the second reading of BP 705.1A and BP 705.1B as shown.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve BP 705.1A and BP 705.1B. Please call the roll.
McConnell.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Carver.
Aye. Okay, board committee reports.
My numbering's off.
And I'm like, yeah.
Sorry.
Thing or not, but there's- I can get names more.
We've got some available and some aren't. Mr. Zanders, can you tell who's online?
I saw.
Yeah, I don't have any report for you. Just tuning in to be available to answer any questions.
Okay. I know Mr. Phillips is not on. Mrs. Sandberg?
See her on there.
You didn't see her on there.
I see Julie Neal.
Mrs. Neal?
Yes, I'm here. I was just going to report on how summer school was going, since that's what we're doing right now. We have 171 students that come to the program. We're really heavy in the kindergarten through second grade with bigger numbers, and that's pretty traditional. We try to focus on reading, writing, phonics, and we're doing math this year, of course. All the areas that we saw holes in throughout the year, we're working on a lot of more vocabulary, working on our stamina. Kids seem to be enjoying it. They're happy to be here, even though they grumble. I just wanted to thank Boost for giving us the opportunity to go to the zoo this year. So August 5th is the last day of the summer school. So we will be taking them all to the zoo, and even the bigger kids are excited. So appreciate their support in giving us that opportunity. So thank you. Do you have any questions about summer school? Nope. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mrs. Hideout?
I'll see her.
Let's see.
Brent, I guess.
I know Mr. Gordon.
Sean's here.
is
Sean's
available.
here.
Sean?
Just got a couple buses that are out having problems with the DEF system in them, which is part of the diesel emissions deal, and it's almost impossible to do any of that stuff in house with it's requires a computer and way more technology than what we can afford to have. All the projects are going well in the buildings. The cleaning staff is working to get every room ready, and seems to be going really well. And we got started painting parking lots, and looked at the calendar today and figured out that we're counting down rather than counting up. So we're closer to the begin than the end. So.
So much fun. Thank you. Mr. Gersman?
Hello, board. So busy summer for us. We've been working recently on room sound in the elementary. Those just arrived, so we're going to upgrade all the teacher mics. So all the so all the teachers will have the latest room sound systems for the students in their rooms. So that's kind of exciting. We did install Clever Touches in the middle school and have almost all of those done. We're waiting on a couple more over the whiteboard mounts for a couple of rooms. We received all the Clever displays for the elementary. We are putting those on carts, however, and the carts the shipping on the carts has been impacted by the fires in Canada. Supposedly all the ports aren't accessible because of fires. So they were supposed to arrive last week, and now they're pushing the arrival date back to August. So it could be a mad scramble to get those set up prior to the school year starting, but I think we'll get it done, knock on wood. So we also did a little bit of work with the elementary Wi-Fi, upgraded all the access points over there. We're adding Wi-Fi to the press box, so that's all ready to go, and hopefully we can get it to the baseball field as well. So that there's an irrigation system. I think Mr. DeMoss can tell you more about that. That could connect to the Wi-Fi for some automation with that. Doing some server upgrades. Just worked with Brenda in the business department on getting doc record upgraded. So there's some new features with that as well. But lots of things to do, I think, for everybody. So we're just it's a hurry up and wait in some cases because we're ready to do it, but it's not here. And we ordered it in May, or April. So yeah. Questions for me? Great, thanks.
Thank you.
That's it. Reports.
That's it. New business. Milk and bread business.
Did we just get one milk bid and one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got one milk bid and one bread bid. So I'd recommend it. And those are our current vendors.
Move we approve the milk and bread bids for 2021, 2022.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the milk and bread bids. Please call the roll.
Wilson.
Aye.
McConnell.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Carver.
Depository resolution 2021. Okay.
We updated it in about, I don't know, April, I think, and I'm not suggesting any new changes from that time. So, other than, I think I deleted the, not Bankers Trust, what's the name of it? Anyway,
Eyes yet?
no, not that one. There was another one. There was another one underneath there. What, Laura, do you remember? Who we pay bond things to? Bankers Trust. Used to be Bankers Trust. It's a different name now.
Okay.
I can't get it. I know, me either. Anyway,
It's okay.
But this is a resolution.
Yep.
We need to approve, right?
no change. That's what I'm trying to say. So,
A motion to approve the depositories of Home State Bank, People's Trust, Savings, and ISJIT.
I move that we approve the 21-22 depository resolutions.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the depository resolution. Please call the roll.
McConnell.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Carver.
Aye. And we need to reappoint legal counsel, treasurer, and secretary of the Peterson Law Firm, Sid Jones as treasurer, and Brenda as our trustee secretary.
I move to approve the board appointments for 2021, 22 as stated.
Second.
Second.
Who did second?
Come on, John.
McConnell.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Carver.
Aye. Okay. Handbooks, no changes basically?
Basically,
These are
changes,
kind of
yeah.
all redone a year ago, in that long. Time flies.
And I think the
Anybody
full
have
handbook,
questions or
the
concerns?
full handbooks are on the
Yeah,
links. I didn't print them.
and went through them all a year ago, but I didn't try to do it again this year.
Me either.
I did it twice.
We need to approve those again, correct?
Yes.
Correct. So do I have a motion for approval?
Move to approve the
We don't
2021, 2022 handbooks.
That's good.
Student, parent, employee, and coach and director handbooks.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Please call the roll.
Fisher.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
McConnell.
Aye.
Carver.
Aye. Middle school renovation change orders.
I got two small change orders. One, the auditorium, the office area, locker rooms were formerly run by pneumatic controls that you'd approved a change order for $48,000 a while back that we're going to use ESSER funds for to update those, and they'd missed a couple things. So there's an additional couple $1,000s that, again, that would be ESSER funds that we'll use for that as well. And then the other one is a couple $1,000s as well. There was some problems with the HVAC system in the mechanical room here that needed work. But there was about $8,000 or $9,000 of work that needed to be done that it was deemed to be the contractors needed to take care of that. But there is $2,000 here for IMEG. That the work on all the HVAC in this building, the additional work that we're gonna use with ESSER funds. We're having ACI gave their stamp of approval rather than, it needed to also run through IMEG. And they're willing to, if we covered the 2,000 for that, change their portion, then they wouldn't charge us for putting their stamp of approval on that work that needed to be done. It was about $10,000. So it's a win-win there. So
good.
those are the only two changes.
That was one that looked like we split something on.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'll move we approve the middle school change orders as stated.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the middle school renovation change orders. Please call the roll.
McConnell.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Carver.
Aye. And then we have the 28E agreement and food services agreement with New Opportunities Head Start, and this allows us to purchase at better prices, group prices, correct?
Well, actually, this is just New Opportunities runs the Head Start program, and they get the meals and snacks and everything from us, so pay us for that, and then also the agreement, they pay us for part of the teacher and associates.
Move to approve the 2080 agreement with New Opportunities Head Start.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the 28E agreement, the food services agreement with New Opportunities. Please call the roll.
McConnell.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, Carver. Sorry.
Next, we have the sports medicine coverage contract from 20th Century. Is that right?
21st century.
21st Century. Tim Martin. That's the only bid we have, right?
Yeah. They continue to do a good job for us, and
Yeah.
yeah, really.
How did the cost do? It's thinking relatively.
In my mind, it went from 75 to 85, but I can't remember what last year. I think it's been very good.
Sure. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
And we have that,
Did,
they had the impact concussion.
Correct.
Software.
Is that your price on there?
Purchase that, right?
Yeah, 8,500. It's about the third or fourth paragraph, I think.
okay.
Second paragraph.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Right there.
Did anyone else bid on that then, or? I mean,
No, and
I'm not saying we should, but they.
And we've
they
tried
did a
to-
good job.
not saying it good or bad. A few years ago, we decided that we wanted it local. So I think that we've kind of we've kind of maintained that.
Yeah, nobody reached out this time, but I know in the past have reached out to McFarland, and I don't think they had a very
They
competitive bid.
didn't. They actually didn't even bid last year.
Yeah,
Not near as good a coverage, and we were paying a lot of mileage. And
Yeah,
Yeah, there were some challenges there. There were some caveats that they wouldn't be able to cover this or that.
right. I'd move we approve the sports medicine coverage contract with 21st Century Rehab for 21-22.
Second.
moved and seconded to approve the 21-22 sports medicine coverage contract with 21st Century Rehab. Please call the roll.
McConnell.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Carver.
Aye. Fundraising request.
100 request from the football golf tournament.
This is a new thing, isn't it? Have we ever done this before?
They had a golf tournament probably 3-4 years ago.
Oh, really?
This is the first one.
Good
under-
idea.
Better than asking for him.
No, it's a good idea.
You're selling cards. I like it.
Move we approve the fundraising request from the football team, Coach Duncan.
Second.
Moved and seconded, we approve the fundraising request.
Like that.
Please call the roll.
Wilson.
Aye.
McConnell.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Carver.
Aye.
So can I ask a question about though? So this says the uniforms will be illegal next season. Is it because they're worn and torn?
No, it's a white jersey,
Numbering or
with a white number, and the number has to be
Yeah, I don't like those anymore.
Contrast or something.
contrast.
Those are
We
terrible.
just bought those
Not too long.
3 years ago. I know who I can thank, but I just, that's it. And they're raising their money for this themselves. It's not coming out of activity funds for, I mean, I just am looking at shoulder pads, that's protective. Is the money not there to help pay for that, or
Again,
I'm just asking?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're all earmarking or budgeting. That's one thing that I guess.
I think they all should raise funds. I think that's a good thing. But yeah, that's a lot of money. $10,000. I bet they'll get it. Yeah, I hope so too.
You want it?
I do not golf, no. No, thank you. All right.
I guess I could send everybody from the one that we're doing the day before. I think it's Friday, it's actually August
Yeah,
6th.
Once business forever.
8/5 it says.
Ducks Unlimited.
Or Ducks Unlimited is
It's
the
on
fifth.
Thursday,
But
yeah.
I think, yeah,
This says the 5th is the date.
but I think it's a Thursday, not Friday. That's what we're talking about.
So then we'll conflict a little bit, I guess, but ours is pretty much full, so I think there's plenty of people. I know my son said he'd never been asked to golf so many times in tournaments. So this must be a lot of people doing that. Okay.
Very good.
Board policy review, 705.5 to 708.
I did not see any changes that you made. Recommend to do that.
Motion.
I'll move that we approve the no changes in the board policy 705.5 through 708.
Second.
Moved and second to approve board policy 705.5 to 708. Please call the roll.
McConnell.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Carver.
Aye. Okay, so next we need to select what our priorities are for the 2021 IASB legislative session.
And I put that sheet in front of you and I highlighted what we had approved last year.
Right.
That you-
I think the school funding policy has to almost be an annual thing to keep prodding the state legislators because they never meet the deadline. And we're always behind in trying to budget because of that. I mean, we ask that they agree to always have it ready, but it doesn't happen. So that's kind of an annual resolution.
This is the school, we don't turn our budget on.
I've never found out, but I don't think it's probably a positive thing.
Not a good thing.
Can you have that conversation with 24 schools and say, let's play that card once?
It's a very uncomfortable situation. Being called down to Des Moines and sit in front of a
School budget review committee.
school, from what I have been told.
I'm sure, but it would be finally get somebody to be accountable for their job. Just because they're the state, maybe they still have a job for us to do.
I'm trying to remember the last legislative session that I sat in on. One of the big deals was trying to keep the number of resolutions lower so that we can concentrate on those.
Yeah, they went from 5 to 4 a few years ago.
Yeah. And then the teacher recruitment and licensure, there was a lot of debate about what you should be doing, but I think the problem is shortage of manpower, and that isn't going to change, apparently. I think that we'll see what happens the next year, but certainly COVID has retired a lot of teachers that maybe wouldn't have retired as early.
We did drop out at risk. I thought we did drop out at risk. I don't remember doing preschool.
Not last year.
Okay.
Could have been 2 years ago.
Well, I don't really see any reason to change our priorities at this point. I don't see anything else that sticks out to me as a bigger need than what we've already set as a priority.
So you want to make a motion to that effect?
Unless anyone else does, I'll make the motion to just leave them the same.
So the motion is to have the 2020 ISB legislative resolutions as preschool, mental health, school funding policy, and teacher recruitment and licensure. Second,
I'll second.
please call roll.
Wilson.
Aye.
McConnell.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Carter.
Superintendent's report.
I've had a request, called Inspire Our School, and I'll let you read this. And this would not be a school activity, but a Christian gathering in the community to offer prayers and blessing dedication over our schools.
Can I have a copy, please? Thank you.
It's not on.
Like I said, it's not a school event per se. It's a community event, but they just want consent in order to be able to do that kind of our blessing. That I just want to run that by everybody, and I don't see any issues with it.
Do we need a motion on this?
I don't think we do.
It's not an agenda item, so you
Yeah.
can.
Like I said, they're not inside the building or anything.
Yeah.
Just
Is there a certain group here in Jefferson that's doing this?
Jill Hankel is the one who's emailed me interested in pursuing this. And the date is August 15th, 7:00 p.m.
And it's just a one-time deal.
Correct. It's a one-time.
Okay.
So you have to give them some sort of consent.
Yeah. Again, essentially they're on school property. I mean, it's not like there's any concerns or anything.
Which is public property.
Which is public property.
Yeah, so,
Just wanted to make you aware of that.
sounds good.
Open house, want a little bit of feedback. I'm, with cleaning buildings and everything, the date that I'm looking at proposing would be August 22nd, which is the day before, Sunday, the day before school starts. And
You're talking the new building, or,
I would like to have open house in this building and the high school
right, yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But, you talked about a program, to me, if I'm doing a program, I'm, want the school board there and probably have Dr. Pepper say a few words. County supervisors, probably have, John Muir say some words. Greene County, there and have them, say some words. Iowa Central, there and say some words. Chris Deal, I gotta say Chris Deal, Sid Jones,
Yeah,
Doug McDermott, Dan Bennett's.
that group.
Yeah, that group say something, probably casino, to me, I see linkage with, again, Greene County. Sam Harding, but put a program on and give those people an opportunity just to say a few words. Is that the direction that everybody's thinking, looking at? I mean, I don't want to.
That sounds good. You got a lot of people. You're gonna give them a suggested amount of time,
Well, that's,
limited amount of time that they speak.
that's not my only concern. but-
7 to 10 words.
Yeah, 7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say 5 minutes or something.
Do you know
It's
what
one of
time you're
those-
thinking?
What's that?
What time you're thinking?
my brain, I'm thinking a 1 o'clock program to do something like 1 to 2 and then have the buildings open from 2 to 4 or something of that nature. But again, want some guidance on that, because again, for these people,
And we would invite the community to come in and we would do the presentation in the gymnasium at elementary area or?
I'm thinking the auditorium. I mean, we've got a 700 seat auditorium. We don't have to set up seats or anything of that nature.
You said 1 o'clock?
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if you think there's a better time.
1:30 might be better because there's people that go to church and then they go out to eat after church or, something. I mean, I'm not saying
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking for some
1 o'clock for us would be pushing it a little bit, but
I'm looking for some guidance.
that sounds good though.
But,
Yeah, something in that.
Again, for these people to, I almost need to get out something to them this week.
Right.
So they've got a month notice. If,
Yeah.
I know Brandon and I have talked, you can give people 6 months notice and not everybody would be able to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But
We could do some formal recognition of Sam for all the work that he did.
that would be my, again, goal to have him on stage, but to recognize him and give him
Right.
an opportunity,
Plaque or a piece of paper. Or
I think that'd be
give him an
appropriate.
opportunity to
Yeah.
say some words, but yes.
Well, don't give Sam a long opportunity to say some words, but.
7 to 10.
I would really like to recognize.
7 to 10.
Yeah, 7 to 10 words would be enough.
We love you, Sam, if you're listening.
But again, that's what
I
I'm
think you better have a time clock.
looking at. If any other thoughts, suggestions?
And so all the schools, though, are you just thinking the high school? I missed that.
I'm looking at the program would be in the
Mhm.
auditorium at 1:30, and again, hopefully put a 1 hour time limit on it, but then from 2:30 to 4:30,
Yeah.
this building would be open for people to view and the high school.
Yeah.
I
So
would not
people
look
could
at
go
the-
back and forth and.
Yeah, I wouldn't look at the elementary.
Yeah, and since we didn't really get to do that last year, to advertise it really well so the community knows. And
Yeah.
Correct.
I think that would be great to kind of have a
Yeah.
new grand reopening.
Yeah. Are you gonna have people available in the buildings then to kind of show people around or
Not
answer
necessarily,
questions?
not necessarily tours, but my goal would be, yes, to have 5 to 10 people in strategic areas that would be able to answer some questions.
Right, yeah, and kind of guide people. Yeah.
I figure you're getting pretty good at touring people around.
Yeah, I could handle that.
Because to me, classrooms don't need to be open, but, be one classroom at the high school that people can see what a typical
Right,
classroom
yeah.
looks like. But, somebody in the gymnasium, somebody in the, auditorium.
Auditorium
And
and,
as
yeah,
people walk around, they can
Yeah.
see what.
yeah,
I don't know.
I think that'd be
So
good.
this specialized areas,
Yeah,
if
Yeah.
there's somebody at the learning stairs so that we old people can understand how they're
Why?
used.
why that's,
Why do we have this?
why that's applicable, yeah, yeah.
But like I said, I will start working on this and at a minimum, getting invitations out this week. People can put that on there. The people that I want on the stage can put that on the calendar.
Right, yeah, no, I think that's good.
Okay, thank you. You've got an invitation in front of you for IJAG. We've got a business alliance that you're invited to that Sean Bennett wanted me to share with everybody, that just make you aware of that. Couple things that we've got some trainings, again, school is on the verge of starting. We're 2 years ago, we did youth mental health first aid training, that we will have a couple sessions of that again for people that were not trained before and new staff. So we're working on that. And then Brent is offering 3 days of Clever Touch training for people that want to sign up for that and work with that. Starting actually next week, I think we've got a mediation. Grandview Christian, it used to be Grandview Park Baptist, I believe, is petitioning to come into the Heart of Iowa conference. And the Heart of Iowa conference is resisting. So right now it's going to the,
Private school.
what's that?
Is that a private school?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to the first stage is a mediation that the Boys and Girls Union are the ones that mediate that. And if we can't come to a resolution, then the Department of Education actually makes a decision. So That's something that's going on. Just remind people that the Boost event is Saturday night. I don't know if you want to make any statements about that in terms of time or anything.
I should have probably asked more questions from my wife who's up on all those things.
When is that again?
It is Saturday night,
Saturday night, I think 5 o'clock doors open.
5 o'clock doors open.
If you didn't buy tickets, you can't go now.
Yeah, I'm gonna not be here.
6:30. You know,
At the fairgrounds.
Ticket sales were done, what? I guess you can still buy them at the door though, if there's something open. But have you said ticket sales were done Monday night?
Well, I don't know. I've had a new report every 12 hours, so we've, going up another 10 or 15.
Sure.
So we're up to 225 or something like that right now. It was real slow getting started, and we had to do some calling to remind people, that sort of thing. But I think we'll have a good crowd. Actually, the bidding is already open, so you can bid on the silent auction items anytime up until the deadline that night.
And then the last thing, just want to remind people, and this is kind of mainly for the public. I know there's discussion about masks and mask requirements and things of that nature. I just want to remind people and the public and everything that the legislature at the end of last school year did pass that school districts are not able to mandate masks. The only way that can happen is if the governor has an executive order. But I know that that's something as the school year starts, somebody will bring that up. And Steve, you and I had that discussion about 3 weeks ago. But it's just good, I think, for people to have that information that that's not on the board's radar anymore. For people to know that. Again, I think that that's important. That that's in the hands of the governor if something like that would happen in the future. But like I said, I just want to get that out there again. I think that's all I've got.
Okay,